Hi there everyone, welcome back to Grow with Ashley, a series where we take a look at some of the biggest questions in marketing right now and make it easier for all of us to understand, because that's how it's supposed to be. If you don't know me, my name's Ashley. I'm the founder of the New Leaf Collective, and I'm so excited to put together these series that not only supports local, but also shows what companies are doing right now to be successful online. The first two accounts that we're going to take a look at today is both a business coach and a Pilates studio located in Southwestern Ontario. Both of these women are absolute trailblazers in each of their field, and I couldn't be more excited to share all of them with you. So the first account that we're going to look at today is Pilates Movement Studio located in Mount Bridges. In their description, they're a boutique STOTT Pilates studio. They teach both reformer and mat classes. They're connecting through intelligent movement with both membership, packages, and pass options, with as well as group classes and private sessions. I have had the absolute honor to get to know the owner, Cassandra, last year, and the drive and overall educational benefits that she puts into the studio is truly unmatched. To know her, to go to her classes is an experience that I don't feel that I've ever had before, where it comes to not only getting a great workout in, but in my opinion, truly learning why this is helping, why this is working. I've done classes with her and some of the other instructors there, and they are truly fantastic and so educational as it comes to Pilates. And to start this off by saying the team is doing such an amazing job at really putting education first into movement. There's a few things that I actually wanted to talk about on the account that I find that they're doing super well. So kind of scrolling on the account here, the first thing that I would love to mention is their pin posts. If you've been a fan of the channel, you know that I absolutely love pin posts as a way to get that most relevant information in front of a client as soon as they come onto the account. Attention is finite right now, and the more that we have resources available for somebody to see right away, I feel like that's how we are able to attract our audience quicker, faster. We've touched on that in the previous videos, of course, but pin posts are a truly wonderful asset to have. But something that I find really special about the Pilates Movement account, and I think you can slowly start to see it as I'm scrolling down here, is the general color theming that they use throughout the page with so many different formats. As you can see, there's graphics, there's reels, there's text posts, there's things like that, but they all flow so nicely together because they've picked their key colors, right? You have your whites, your browns, some green kind of accents in there, the kind of clean, sort of mirror aesthetic. And I just think that all of those together make the page look so cohesive. So, we see the different types of content there, but I find just having those key colors remain true throughout the page just gives it that overall look and feeling of, being very established. So I think that that's such a clever way to use your branding to its advantage, is use those key colors, because as you can see, they're really making a difference on the page. It looks very uniform, but when you truly go into it, it's so many different content types. I find that when we're looking at building a feed, because there's so many ways to do it, one way that you could do it is really focus on these key colors and create sort of as you want, but remain within that color scheme. And that can be done through different photo and video strategies and things like that. But I just think that that's super sharp. Second thing that I'll say is I think that they do a really great job at leveraging community partnerships. So this is an example of where Pilates Movement did a partnership with Dose. So Dose is a brand that I'm just starting to learn about, but honestly learned about it through their community partnerships. And as you can see, during the Dose week, they were able to make lots of really great content around kind of community partnership. It's both a benefit to Pilates Movement and Dose to have kind of these collaborative posts and things like that as well. So if you're a business owner sort of in the stage of creating content, I would definitely recommend looking at what other accounts that you can partner with to truly leverage what your brand is already doing. all in all, I think the top two key takeaways that I would say from Pilates movement is using general colors as a theming to kind of carry throughout your page. Thing that I would suggest as well too is leveraging community partnerships and using kind of shared audiences to leverage both of your brands like they've done here. The next account that we're going to chat about is somebody who I know in the business world and also closely work with as well, which is Cynthia. So more specifically, the certified life coach, Cynthia. In her own description, she is the body-based approach to your greatest potential. Some of her service offerings include one-to-one mentorship, workshops. She is also a speaker and a podcast host. She's a dancer. She's a mom. Describe her, I would say that she is truly a powerhouse, a woman who exemplifies that you do not need to niche down, that you can be a multi-passionate person. And I think that the way that she does that in business, as a person, as an entrepreneur, is so beautifully done. And her approach to exploring all of the things that truly light her up as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a human being is so notable. And so it brings me a lot of honor to be able to bring light to her account because I think she's somebody who just deserves it so much. So here's a little bit about Coach Cynthia's account and things that she's doing right now to truly grow online. So one of the first things that I wanted to chat about when going onto her account was taking a look at the name on her account. So not to be confused with the @Coach Cynthia A, but the actual naming of her account, which is Cynthia A, and then Certified Life Coach. So as we know now more than ever, people are using social media platforms for searchability. Details about your business in your name, that is what makes you searchable online. So if somebody is looking up Certified Life Coach, coach, any of those keywords, Cynthia is now going to show because that is in sort of the top naming of her profile there. And I just think that this is such a great way to continue to make your account more searchable online. So sort of a quick tip there, take a look at the actual naming on your Instagram page this week and see if you can add in any keywords that can make your account more searchable. So one of the first things that I wanted to chat about on Coach Cynthia's account was taking a look at some of the ways that she uses sort of scenarios that you might be feeling in your own life and uses them in such a positive way to be able to share different ways, experiences, or just advice that can help as you're feeling that. So if we scroll down here, the first one that I want to take a look at is one that's titled, "You Are Too Much and You Never Were." I think this really resonates well with an entrepreneur like me who constantly feels like they're doing too much and things like that. And I think just at first blush, I find that this is a graphic that would attract me as an entrepreneur because it's something that I face every single day. So as you kind of scroll through, there's a little bit about, but if your nervous system hasn't been trained to believe that your shrinking is safer than shining, it will hold you back. Every time you were told, tone it down, stop being so sensitive, your body kept the receipt. Now it sends you the same messages before you even take up space. So through this carousel, she's kind of building out the story, the storytelling aspect that allows you as somebody scrolling through to really resonate with. And then as it continues to go through, we go, but here's the truth. You're not too much. You're a whole damn vibe. And then it's the service offering. So then it's like, that's why I love EFT tapping and body first work. And so what this did was 3 things. First, a stunning first graphic to grab somebody's attention and also have something that she knows that her audience would relate with and something that I relate with as well too. So having that first graphic is incredible. The second thing that she did was then start the storytelling process, right? So as you're swiping through, you're kind of seeing yourself in this story. And then the final sort of push is that sale, that call to action. And then the last slide being, this is why I love this work. It comes across so genuine in a sales world where I feel like that's often missed. And I think like kind of that 3-point strategy where you have the opening graphic that resonates, you storytell, and then you sell in an authentic way that isn't sort of like a buy now, save now messaging, but rather this is why I love doing this, and I think that you should book it because I love this kind of service offering, is such an incredibly smart way to do it. I just think that like those three in conjunction together can just sell so naturally. And like I said, a world that I feel like we've really missed that a lot. So overall, Coach Cynthia, you are doing an incredible job online, and all of us can see it from a mile away. As we kind of wrap up her account here, I think the top 2 takeaways is going to be number 1, take a look at your Instagram name this week and see if there's any keywords that you can add in to continue to make yourself more searchable on common online platforms. And the second thing is look at the way that you're selling. Are there different ways to sell other than putting up your product offering, putting up a sale, things like that? Really great formula of having that opening sort of attracting image, the storytelling, and then the soft sell is such a genuine way to sell and continue to sell, and something I honestly feel like I'd like to implement in some of my own accounts this week. So Coach Cynthia, you're doing a wonderful job, and small business owners at home, that's a little bit about how you can do it. So if you're still here, thank you so much for tuning in and watching another episode of Grow with Ashley. To Pilates Movement and Life Coach Cynthia, so proud of the both of you. You are both excelling so much in each of your individual crafts. We can see it, your audience can see it, so continue to stay on the exact track that you are. For small business owners that tuned in, marketing can be easier. These concepts are literally designed so that you can take it home with you, so I hope you found a little nugget of inspiration or things like that in today's video. Thanks so much for being here, and let me know if you'd like to feature any other businesses on our episode for next week. Bye now.